It's the two best teams in the SEC East doing battle for a right to play the first weekend in December in Atlanta in the SEC Championship game as the 7-1 Missouri Tigers head to Athens to take on the number 1 8-0 Georgia Bulldogs. Now, Missouri almost pulled off the upset of UGA last year in Columbia, but these are two different teams this season. So who has the edge in this matchup? I'll have that along with my selection for the contest coming up in just a few moments. But first, as always, if you're enjoying this content, please go ahead and hit that like button. And of course, if you'd like to be alerted to more of our betting content, go ahead and subscribe to our channel as we release picks and predictions for every sport you can think of every single day. And for this week, use the code ZINNO50, that's ZINNO50. You get 50% off all access passes from me from 1 day through a full year. Again, the code ZINNO50. Now, looking at the Wager Talk Live odds screen, we see that Georgia is a 16-point home favorite with a total sitting at 55.5. Now, there are some 15.5s out there. There's been some slight early movement towards Missouri at the beginning of the week, so it's something to monitor. Not many would have had this matchup as the biggest contest in the SEC the first weekend in November, but here we are because of the impressive performance by Missouri and quarterback Brady Cook. He has the Tigers scoring 34 points per game and the conference's third best passing attack. He's got one of the most talented wide receivers in the country in Luther Burden, and it's an offense that has the best red zone scoring percentage in all of America at 100%. It's fair to say that Georgia hasn't seen an offense this good the entire season. It's also fair to say that Missouri hasn't seen a defense establish Georgia's this season. Yes, Kentucky's a solid defense, and the Tigers scored 38 on the road against them, but UGA's just different level. It's no surprise the Bulldogs are a top 10 defensive unit in the country. They're top 10 in total defense and in run defense. UGA's pass defense only cracks the top 15, so there's that. And the Dogs haven't allowed any team to score more than 21 points this season, and no one in the SEC has eclipsed 20. Now, I think that Missouri can top those numbers, but the real issue here is how does Missouri's defense stop a UGA offense even without Brock Bowers? Carson Beck seems to be hitting his stride for Georgia, getting better every week. And for all those impressive numbers of the Tigers on offense, they trail UGA's offense in every category: points scored, total yards, and passing yards. Mizzou's defense is just average. They gave up 21 points to Vanderbilt and Kentucky. They gave up 27 to Kansas State and Memphis, and of course they gave up 49 to LSU. Their best defensive performance was last week against South Carolina, holding them to 12 points, but I think that says more about the Gamecocks and where they are this year than anything else. Without mistakes from Georgia, which their offense seems to have corrected from the early season struggles, Missouri won't be able to keep Georgia from scoring 30 or more in this game. The question is, can the Tigers keep up? I think a shootout actually favors Missouri here, and it's their only hope to try and knock off the number 1 team in the nation. I really don't see a game script where both these defenses are playing their best game of the season and it ends like 27-10. It's too many points for me to lay in conference play, but we have a very low total for two of the better offenses in the country, so let's go over 55.5 here between the Dogs and the Tigers. If you're interested in more trends, game breakdowns, and picks, go ahead and check out this next game video. And again, use that code ZINNO50, 50% off on all access pass from me from 1 day all the way through a full year.